We're at the Dutch Audio Event 2022. In front of me, Lorenzo from Bassocontinuo, and he's going to talk about the new Revolution rack. And we already did a dry run, and I asked you about the finishes, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. The new Revolution rack is carbon fiber only. But what's interesting is that you actually measure your racks and you make alterations in let's say materials. But how does that work?
Well, first of all, the new Revolution X were launched in May, Munich end, after 2.5 years of development. It was the most difficult product we did so far, and we involved a lot of people. The designer, first of all, has to be a designer from outside of our world, because he has to work in the carbon industry. You have to
It's a complex material, and before that you did most of these designs yourself, I thought.
At the very beginning, yes. Since 2019 we decided to outsource all the design to architects or famous designer. In this case, you have no other chance. You need a carbon fiber designer, because carbon fiber, it is a completely different material, and you have to understand how it's working. Otherwise, you make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, wood can bend a little bit and it absorbs a little bit, but carbon just breaks instantly.
If you have the wrong approach with the material, yes. Mostly of the people are thinking that carbon is just a wrapping on an existing material, but in this case we are working on a monocoque structural product. This means that are completely empty inside, so you have to be 100% sure that and in fact our frame is 700 gram and the breaking point is 350 kilo with just 2.2 millimeters of thickness.
It's incredibly strong. That's ridiculous. 700 grams?
Only, exactly.
And it can have 300 kilos.
But you have to be 100% sure about which kind of carbon you are putting inside and where. So you need a designer which is working in this industry. Otherwise you are risking a lot.
You said it was the best measuring rack you ever built up to now. The previous Revolution was a little bit different. You had two finishes, but this one is newly designed and is even better.
The previous one had a very good sales result. We sold this for approximately 7 years and we were absolutely happy, but the technology is changing very quickly, so we had to follow the new trend on carbon fiber. This one is not painted, for example, so what we are obtaining by the mold, it is exactly what you are seeing in your hands. And actually we have only one finishing because we decided to have only carbon fiber. It is for maniac of racing things, and we are not wrapping with leather. Actually, we are trying to find an alternative material, because for sure you cannot wrap carbon fiber with leather. But we don't want to use the normal wood as a standard rack, you know.
So it's a vegan hi-fi rack then?
Exactly. Exactly.
Price-wise, what can people expect for 3 levels?
Well, it's not an entry-level rack, as you can easily understand. We are talking about 9.5 thousand euro free-level retail. For the standard one, we have also an option for the D'Agostino customers with solid copper legs, and I repeat, solid. It's not a painting process. So 40 millimeters of copper, approximately in a rack of free level you have 35-40 kilos of copper.
That's a lot.
The price is a consequence, so we are going in around 12,000 euro.
Copper is really expensive nowadays.
It is exactly like carbon. And what is going to influence the price of carbon fiber is the time you need to produce it.
Yeah, and the heat you need.
First of all this, but we can produce one piece a day. So it's not something printed with a button. It's completely handmade. It takes approximately 8 hours to have one shelf and one cross. So between the lamination process and the finishing, the polishing, etc., and the cooking process, of course, as you said. So it takes time, and the price is a consequence of it.
Okay, well, that made it clear. It's very labor intensive then. Thank you for your time, and let's go inside.